Well, tell me more about the house. There were other outbuildings then when you came to that house?
Not with that property.
Uh-huh.
No, it's the only building. We had one building, a building in the back, but there was no.
It was supposed to be, that house was supposed to be an underground railroad. Did you know that?
I was coming to that next.
Oh, I see, okay.
And I'm very interested to find out. Tell me what you know about these.
Well, that's all we know. Only thing is, we always thought the underground railway was down the cellar. And I don't know who came and told us that, no, it was up over the back part of the house. There was 2 rooms, and then there was, what would you call what was up, it was up over the, where did they hide the slaves, Larry?
Up over the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the room, there was a room over the kitchen, and then up above
there was another room.
Well, just like, it was shaped like this, and that room had a roof like this. And
just a narrow space.
And they just put them in there.
A hidden space in the wall of the room?
No, above the room. And the roof.
Yeah.
Of the second floor in the back?
Yes, there was just 2 rooms there.
Uh-huh.
And then this hidden space above them.
Does that space still exist as far as you know?
Yeah. Except we
remodeled it.
Covered it all up.
But the space still there.
The space itself is still there. Was there any sign of a tunnel or anything?
No, see, that's what we thought it was, a tunnel. And the Underground Railway, I understand, was not a tunnel.
But there has been talk of some sort of underground passage actually going between some of those
But I think they
houses.
got it the name, they said, because of they would transfer the people in wagons or something and take them to these places, and that's why they call them Underground Railway.
Right.
But I understand there are tunnels some places.
Well, I heard that when they were excavating to make the mall, that some parts of a tunnel, an underground passage, were uncovered. Do you know anything? Do you remember?
No,
I don't know if that's correct.
No, I don't know.
But the information you think would be in the Silk House, wouldn't you? I think so.
Well, we don't have anything concrete on that.
And Miss Chase didn't know.
She said she believed there had been, yes. She believed there was
Why don't you tell her about 2 ladies that drove up there one day, Miss Fairland, but what was the other girl's name, a lady's name?
I've lost it. But Miss Fairlam, was Miss Fairlam, wasn't it?
Yes.
And these Fairlams had lived there years ago, and so she came and she wanted to see her old home once again, and she was with a younger woman who was an elderly woman, and they went all through the house and walked through the house, and she was the one who told me that they raised the woman that was with her, and in the summertime down there, like towards the Lincoln Highway, which was just a road, they always had a table and chairs underneath the trees and lemonade on it. And how well the people slept, how like they used to come to that house to visit.
They also told you, they also told us that I'm talking about the older lady, the one who was walking with
Miss Fairlam.
Was that her name, Fairlam?
Mm-hmm.
Where did she live?
She was in the 90-some years old when she visited us. And she pulled up there with this old car, and she said that before she died, she would like to go through where she was born.
Oh, she was born there.
And she told us that when she was about 8 or 9 years old, she could still remember about her grandmother telling someone that George Washington had stopped there.
He visited there.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. I forgot that.
Yes, that's what she told us.
That's how we
now,
found
why, she was about 9 years old, and she was 90 when she told us. So you've gone back quite a while.
Yeah. Do you remember her first name?
I don't remember her first name.
But she was
It's in that history.
Is it? Miss Fairland.
Mm-hmm.
Her name.
You want me to get it?
I thought Miss Fairland.
I think we must have a copy of it. I think.
But she's the one that told us that she heard her mother or grandmother telling somebody in the kitchen that George Washington had stopped there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where
he stopped at all the old houses, really.
In those days, there wasn't too many houses.
That's what I'm saying.
You may go 15 miles before you run across a house.
Sure. Sure.
But we heard that other than from her. I think, didn't Rosie find that out when he did the history on the place? Or was that how we knew it?
He didn't. No, he didn't. No, we knew that from her.
Oh.
We knew that from her. Yeah. But I can still remember that old Ford, black Ford, four-door sedan pulling up in front of the cow there. And they got out and they...
Well, the first time she came, she went through the house. The second time, she just sat out in the car and looked at it.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
Well, that must have been quite an experience for her after all those years going back to the house where she was born.
And they had a lot of good memories of the place.
And Ashmore Johnson lived in that house.
Do you know the name Ashmore Johnson?
No, I don't.
Ashmore Johnson.
Did he own it for a while?
Well, he was with the Dannington Iron Works, worked in Dannington, and he used to come in for lunch every day.
Did he?
And he used to tell us he used to live in that place.
I think he lived with the Fairlams or was related to the Fairlams.
Could be. Yeah.
A lot of people would come in and say, I used to live in that house.
Ah! It has quite a history.
I remember old Mr. Thomas, that would be Dick Thomas' father when he had the gas station at the corner.
Was he Dick also, or Richard Thomas?
I think his name was Richard. He lived up, where Dick lived. But he had the gas station and it was a hangout place and no business, no nothing. He was a mechanic. And I remember him, and that's going back quite a...
Richard's father was a mechanic?
Yeah. Well, he was some kind of mechanic, not much of a mechanic, I guess.
And that was the gas station where...
The northwest corner, where the South Station was.
I don't remember that either.
When did he give that up? When was it no longer...
But he died. He died, and then it was sold. And people by the name of Worrell, a guy by the name of Worrell bought it, and he came out of Newcastle Square. And I think that property, that corner property, is still in the trust.
Is that so?
I still think in the trust.
Was that then the only gas station on at that intersection?
When I first came here, that's all there was.
How about Reese's? Didn't they have gas in front of there?
Yeah, they have gas, but I think Dick Thompson was the first, I think. Then there was the Reese, and then there was the Sun Station on the northeast corner where the Esso is. And then there was another station where Martin, the Exton Line, that was always closed. They couldn't do any business. And there was a gas station in front of our place one time, too. And when I bought it, that's the first thing I did, knock that station out of there.
He doesn't like gasoline served with there's food.
Yeah, well, I can see that, for sure. But it's funny, isn't it, how one area gets very gassy. Gas stations. Too many gas stations. Well, was the Cress's business then the gas station, or did they have a creamery?
Cress?
What was the name of the people whose house was moved back?
Oh, Reese.
Reese.
Yeah, Reese.
Was their business the gas station business?
They had a gas station and restaurant.
They did.
Called the Valley Coffee Shop.
And the post office.
Well, but the post office came later. Yeah. But when I first went out there, there was nothing but a gas station and a Valley Coffee Shop.
Is that building, the Reese's built house, is that a historical? Is that a very old building?
I don't think so.
I didn't know. Must have been a job to move that, though.
Was what?
Must have been a big job, a hard job to move that.
No problem. No problem. No, they jacked it up. And I remember they used yellow soap between these timbers. And then they had an old beat-up truck on the other side. And they put a winch on and moved real slow. It was on the other side.
Amazing.
Across the water yet?
Huh?
Across the water.
Oh, yeah.
The creek to pass over.
Now, their son now has the Ingleside Diner.
Oh, is that so? Was there then a lot more water in the Valley Creek?
I don't think so.
No.
About the same. About the same.
How about wintertime? Did snow on the roads really slow down a lot of your traffic then and business?
Yeah, that's...
And the cars that would go by, I guess, would have the chains clanking?
Yes.
Chains clink, clink. That's it. Another time I remember when they rebuilt the highway from Exton Crossroad to Pioli. They closed the road at Exton Crossroad. And heck, all the businesses, they went to nothing.
Gosh.
And then when I went home, I saw this huge board across the highway, road closed. Then all the business people got together from Exton to Pioli, and we went to Harrisburg trying to do something. And we met with Governor Pinchot.
Yes, I was going to say, I wondered if he wasn't...
I can still remember him, the trousers that he wore. They were real short, trousers, and real narrow, narrow trousers. I can still remember. He was a tall man. Governor Pinchot was a tall man, but nothing, he couldn't do anything. But,
so you had to wait it out then?
Oh, we waited out.
How long was it actually?
Oh, quite a while. Quite a while. It was, I'm guessing about it. We were hurt for about 6-7 months.
Oh, my.
In the summer.
When was that? In the 40s?
What year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
Or about?
Well, I would say in 1931, or I wasn't married. I was 1931 to 32. 1931.
Must have made Swedesford Road busy.
With what?
It must have made Swedesford Road pretty busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was... in those days, there wasn't too much traffic,
Well, and that was... Well, you didn't have the business yet. You weren't struggling yet with the business.
Well, I know. I remember when we were taking in like $5 and $10 a day. And then when the highway was closed, we were down to $2 and $3 a day. So...
Times were hard.
Hard day.
Really?
And I remember another thing was that I was examined by the IRS. And of course, in those days, I was doing like $250 a week, and that amounts to about $12,000 a year. And you know how much money can you make on $12,000 sales? And
well, was it customary for the IRS to investigate businesses?
No, he came out. He called me on the phone. I thought he was joking. I thought somebody was joking, but he finally came out and he went through my records and he couldn't figure out why. So I said, that's the business we do. It was only about $250 a week. We used to get 5 cents for coffee. 5 cents for milk.
Well, you wonder what was on his mind.
Yeah, I don't know
what did he hear? He must have heard something.
He didn't find anything. He stayed there about 4 or 5 hours. And one thing he found is something about the house that I did, and he fined me like $25 or something.
Oh.
But
he was bound and determined to find something.
But 10 cents for ham sandwich, 10 cents for cheese sandwich. How much?
Imagine.
How long does you do? If you have 100 customers and they spend 15-20 cents a piece, that's only $20 for the day, just for the.
You don't get very rich, do you?
No. But we had quite a hustle, tussle with the IRS guy. I wouldn't give in. I said, "There's the record." I didn't. I said, "How can I chip you on $250 a week?"
Well, I can't imagine why he would have come.
Well, he just somebody. It was a job that he had to do, and he was. After a while, we got to be pretty good friends. We used to laugh about it.
Oh.
But,
did you ever have a robbery or?
Well, we had an internal robbery one time. One of my best friends robbed me.
Oh goodness, that's not good. You lose twice that way.
He was guilty. I could tell by his eyes that morning. And
we never had a bad robbery.
No.
Well, we were always there.
We were
always right next to.
Lit up. We had a dog there all the time too. We had a hunting dog.
Did you?
So, but it was no.
Outside dogs. You wouldn't be able to have any dogs down there now with all the traffic.
Right. When did you sell the place?
When what?
When did you sell the house?
Sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
We still own all
you
that property.
still own the house?
Well, we still own everything down here.
You only sold the business?
Yes.
We just say, yeah, we sold the business, but we still own the real estate.
I see.
We sold the business in 1976. 1976.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Did you ever have a fire?
yes, we had a fire. We had a fire in the business.
Did you?
But the fire started on a Saturday night, so we never closed the day. We had men there 5 o'clock in the morning to clean up and start to work.
How many helpers did you have?
How much?
How many helpers?
Well, our peak time we had as many as 30.
Did you? Oh, that's a lot.
A lot of people.
Well, when you had your fire, did the fire company come right away, very quickly?
They didn't call me. My brother didn't call me. They didn't want me to be upset. When we went down that morning.
Yeah, they called us early. They called us by that daylight.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they try? I'm such a light sleeper. Weren't they trying to get us and they couldn't get us?
No,
the fire.
No, I don't think so.
You were living next door then.
We were living up here.
Oh, you were here.
That wasn't in the olden days.
But we had electrician and painters, everybody there the next Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we started cleaning up. And
that was quick.
Yeah.
When did you move here? When did you build this house?
1961? 61, is that right?
I don't know, Larry.
1961.
Were you the first ones on this?
No.
Mm-hmm.
The people over there before us.
People by name Moulton, they lived here.
Mm-hmm.
They now rent our house down at Exton for business.
Oh, I see.
For their business.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Our next door neighbors there now.
Well, are you both interested in golfing, or are you members of the club?
He's interested in golfing.
Yeah.
You're the golfer.
I'm interested in going out to lunch.
Well, either way, then the club serves you both.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine you're long-time members of that club.
How long have we belonged to the club?
We're a charter member, 1956.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's when the club was organized.
Mm-hmm. At that time, did the road behind the club was that used, the one that goes down to McCann's, Dr. McCann's?
Well, there was a road there that goes by McCann and came to the club.
Yes. Was that still being used in the 50s?
No, that was never. No, they blocked it off. There was but for a while the club was being built, we used it because Ostheimer owned where McCann is. He bought that, and the office for the club was in Ostheimer's barn. A little office in there. And when we had to come out, but the club was not in operation then. And we used to use that road to get up to the club to see the progress, what was going on. But after the club was open, they closed that road.
No, I see.
Closed that road.
Do you remember when the Balderstons kept their dairy cows at the Whitford Country Club barn?
No, I don't remember that. That was just before. Well, no, I don't remember that. No, I don't remember that. No, because we lived down at Exton, and the club wasn't here. We wouldn't have any reason to come up to this area.
Right. Well, this is a beautiful spot here.
Oh, yes.
Lovely,
Yeah.
wooded spot. Those trees are turning such pretty colors.
It's an awful place to get out of here in the wintertime. It's hard to get out. We have a 4-wheel drive truck that's in a plow. That's the only way we can get out. That's the reason we have these signs up on the road. We don't want people to come down here, not because we're snobbish.
I think I've gotten stuck.
Because they get stuck. They come down here and they can't get out.
Well, you don't need that.
Well, we've had 2 cars. And then did the third one get stuck? They came to rescue them? I know 2 of them were stuck out there.
See, the minute you come up over that knoll, you've had it.
Sure.
But people think, you know, they'll go down and turn around and go out. It's not that easy.
Well, no reason for them to come down. I mean,
there's no
this
reason,
is a cul-de-sac.
but they feel it's a continuation of the other road. That's when we have.
Oh, I see.
You know, they wanted to go to Whitechurch. They said, I would just go right across here.
Didn't you used to have a sign out front that had your name
Stolen.
on it? I thought I
All
remembered.
3 of them were stolen.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah,
That's
we
too
had
bad.
several signs.
That was a very attractive.
Yeah, that was the one that the Moulton's, the last one was the one that the Moulton's boy did himself.
Oh, really?
several
We were
That's a
real
shame.
proud of it.
Yes.
Several signs we had there, but so we gave up.
So now we just say opposite Oakland Drive, turn down opposite Oakland Drive.
Well, I knew you were down here somewhere, but I didn't know which one. I did want to ask you again about the surrounding property.
Where,
to
here or
Sleep,
down there?
No, down there at Sleepy Hollow. Do you remember who had the Malvern Federal, what's it called?
Malvern Savings and Loan, is it?
Yes, the bank building. You remember who had that?
Was that Hodge?
Hodge Estate.
It was the Hodge Estate?
But who were some of the other names connected with Hodge?
Well, there was at one time there was J.P. Justice of Peace Office. Do you remember? Anybody mention that to you?
No.
Lockwood.
Lockwood had the place for a while?
He lived there.
You don't mean the Lockwood? You mean the Lockwood that was down at the Victorian House? Is that a different Lockwood?
No, this guy was named Lockwood.
Probably.
But he had a
connected.
bad leg, and he was a J.P. Justice of Peace.
Oh.
I remember that.
And he lived there. Do you remember how big that tract was then?
Well, the only I can remember that tract was where the Kmart is, and that little shopping center. What is it called?
Brentwood?
Yes,
Brentwood.
it is.
Yeah, that's.
And that was all part of the...
that was all part of what I remember, and I could have been more before that, which I don't know.
Because then after that, we're McTier Real Estate now, was that Ashbridge?
That was Ashbridge. George Ashbridge lived there.
Have you come with for that name?
Yes,
That's
of course, really. In fact, I thought that Ashbridge had owned the Malvern tract, the Malvern Federal tract also at one time.
Maybe
Not
before
that I
our
know
time,
of.
Larry.
Not that I know of.
Never heard
Could
that.
have been before my time. Could have been.
Because that would have been right across, that would have been a dirt road right across there.
The Ashbridge, Darcy Ashbridge owned the land. Owned the land where, right across from the Exton Square, where the north of that, that open field, 30-some acres or 40-some acres.
Yes.
Well, the Dorsey Ashbridge owned that.
I see.
And she wanted to sell it to me for $200 an acre. She came down here one morning, and she used to come down once or twice a week. And
that's where they have the soybeans planted now.
where?
The soybeans are planted in there now.
Yeah. She came down one morning and said, buy 5 acres. I said, I don't want any. No, first says, buy 20 acres. I said, I don't want any. Well, I don't need that land. And buy 10 or buy 5 acres. I said, no. But she finally sold it, $200 an acre.
How much?
200.
200 per acre?
That's what she asked me. But she might have got more or might have got less.
Did she sell that to Ted Rogers? That's not what she sold to Ted Rogers.
No, Ted Rogers, the judge, he owned
lived
that
there.
corner, the building. He bought that
Just
from
down at Tears.
he bought that from George Ashbridge.
The one that lived in the little house.
No. That was the
The father.
father of young George.
And the Rogers lived there, didn't they?
Yeah, they lived there, yeah. They lived there for a while. I believe they still own it. People still own it.
I see. I know for a while, people by the name of Deppers lived there.
Who?
He was the head at the Valley Forge Military.
What name?
Valley Forge Hospital. Deppers. Colonel Deppers. They, for about 6 years.
Somebody did live there, but I don't remember.
They had horses in there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember.
But there was one family lived there that one, there was Von Tress.
That was later.
Later? Okay.
That was later.
Every time I drive past that house, it looks like it's on a little pillar. Is it, or is that an illusion?
I don't know. The house is not a very good shape.
You think it's possible it is on a little...
Whose house you talking about? McTeer's?
The Ashbridge house.
McTeer's?
Yes.
Yes. Now, McTeer's lived next door to us here.
On the same road? No.
The next road.
I've wondered and wondered and wondered where McTeer's are, because I have wanted to see her a couple of times, and I have not ever been able to find her house.
She's a lovely girl. Real nice neighbors.
Isn't that?
We have all nice neighbors.
Oh, right along her. That means so much.
All good. None of us see each other very much, but we're all good neighbors. Good relationship.
That's nice.
With everyone.
It's nice to find that balance where you can enjoy
Young
them
couple
when you
that
seek
live up
them,
there.
but
You
you
know
have
Laurie
your privacy.
Grasshop. I guess you know Laurie Grasshop.
No, I don't. No.
Lovely girl.
No. I don't know. I know very few people, I guess because we don't belong to the club.
Well,
for one
where
thing.
do you live?
We are at the old Boulderston Turkey Farm, which we bought.
Yeah.
We bought that in the 60s.
Jesus, talking about a Boulderston farm. You know, a lawyer owned that whole farm.
Was that Lynn? His
I
name
think
Lynn?
that was named Lynn. And he used to come in the cow. And he was having marriage problems. And he wanted to sell me all that land for $15,000.
Did he? And what was that, like 100 acres?
100 some acres. 100 some acres.
That's interesting. For $15,000?
Yes.
And that was in
That was part of where you live in that house.
Did you know that?
We
just told you about
no, I didn't. See, that's interesting to me for our history.
$15,000.
Huh. I wonder how many, for the 120,
Well, it was
I think.
100 some acres, I don't remember. It was quite a he brought me up there one day to look at it. I said, I don't want it. What do I want all that land for? What am I going to do with all that land?
Then did Boulderston take it?
Oh, yeah, the Boulderston bought it from
Boulderston.
I don't know what he paid for it. I have no idea.
But did he buy from this Lynn?
I would say so. They owned it. Lynn owned it.
This was known as Spangler Road then, wasn't it?
What's the name of the road?
Spangler
I
Road.
don't know.
I don't know that either.
I don't
And
know.
we always heard there were people named Spangler that lived somewhere.
Woodford Hills Road, you mean, was known as Spangler?
I don't know.
Never heard that.
I don't know.
And Shone Road used to be Fairview Road on one old map that I have.
I don't know.
I love to figure out how the old roads used to go. And there are people that say Swedesford Road came all the way across 100. Do you remember that? That it came across and connected with where Kings Highway goes out. You know, that funny turn? I always thought that's such a funny arrangement, the way it goes there. I mean, one side this way, and the other side around and down.
Well, you know the road, the Whitford Road, that goes by the Whitford Country Club down that hill. That was a new road.
That was new.
That's new. Einstein built that road.
Because there wasn't any road past Greeny's house, I guess, was there here?
The road, when you came down here, you passed down, you went down through the club.
Through McKeon's. That's how people used to say they had to come from Downingtown in the old days. That was the road from Downingtown to
with scrap paper.
Here.
See, here's this road that goes down here. Go down to the club. Here's the clubhouse here. And this all new road that the Ostheimer built to close this road.
Ostheimer built it.
Ostheimer closed. This went down by down McCann and down by what's the name of that road?
Peck Road?
No. No, we're going up toward Downingtown. here's the
This
club.
is which one now? This is going to McCann's.
Yeah, this goes to McCann. Here's the clubhouse here, the old clubhouse, and here's the road. This goes out to 29. I mean the 113. See, 113's out here.
And this is Kings Highway?
Kings Highway.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. See, but that road used to come down here and up into there, and down, and Ostheimer, when they built the club, they didn't want people to go through the club.
I see.
So they built this road here.
So this is the new road. And who was Ostheimer?
Ostheimer was the guy that Al Ostheimer was the guy that found the club, really, with the country club.
That's
he was in the
interesting.
insurance.
Always wondered about that.
Yeah, Al Ostheimer. He lives in Hawaii now.
Does he?
Yeah,